Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our EGM Securities update. We've got Calvin with us. Calvin, good to see you as always.
Yes.
Calvin, we're seeing quite a strengthening in the dollar.
Sure.
You called it the morning after the Fed. You said a lot of the signals were looking very bullish for the dollar and bearish for the other currencies.
Sure.
So tell us a little bit about what you're seeing here. This is the US dollar index future.
Yes.
My target for this was actually 100.
Yeah, sure. And if it's going to reach 100, we're going to see a big fall on the currency market. That's what we are anticipating. Considering right now things in US, they're quite good, being supported with good economic, and then also the GDP came, which was so positive. That is the key reason as to why we are seeing dollar strengthening against the other currency. So what normally happens is we always have an inverse relationship between US dollar and some other currency. And that's why we are seeing the same effect. The dollar is strengthening, but when you look at some other currency pair, they are falling big time. A good example is euro dollar.
Yes, let's take a look at this.
Wow.
Now, interestingly, I saw we came to 115.15 and we broke a couple of times, and we seem to be now breaking down.
Yeah, sure. I think even it will considering what's happening right now, it will go further down. So actually right now just go with the trend, because particularly from this candle, the way you look at them, they are quite strong. It tells you sellers are willing to keep selling and selling and selling. So we do not know where it's going to stop. So just follow the trend. The main reason, one of the key thing is the dollar is strengthening, being supported by all the economic factor in US. At the same time, you see whatever is happening in between the Eurozone.
Yes.
The geopolitical reason and everything. That's another key reason as to why we are seeing currency falling. The same scenarios applies to the cable.
Yes, let's have a look at that, because I saw that's dropped below 130.
Yes. Actually, I guess last week we made a good prediction whereby all the currency will fall, and that's what has been happening since Monday. So particularly also whatever normally when you see the euro dollar and the cable, they always have this kind of similar relationship. You see, like the gold and silver, they tend to move in the same direction because they are mostly affected by the same economic factor. That's what is happening here. But the euro dollar is what is leading the market. So you see cables also following up. Also, particularly you can observe from these few candles, they are quite strong candles.
But we had quite a little spike yesterday, above 131. So I mean, it's quite a dramatic turnaround and sell-off.
Yeah, normally sometimes you always have this scenario. We normally call it market correction. So having the market correction, it doesn't mean that it has to change. Particularly when you try to observe all the pattern here, you'll see even if it was falling from around this region, we had some slight correction before the market started falling. Even here when the market was climbing, we had some other correction. So you might find even a big player decided, okay, let me just get out of this position and spike the market up. But the moment you see it doesn't have the strength to go further up, just know it's a market correction and go with the trend.
Dollar yen, which is a little bit like the dollar index, isn't it? It seems.
Yes, absolutely correct. You remember yesterday I talked about this significant level.
Yes.
We normally call it trend line. Basically because you're looking at some pattern. Like here you see it was able to fall at around this, it was able to fall at around here, it was able to fall. The same scenarios applies here. That's why I was saying I'll start building my short position around this particular region. When I narrow down to a shorter time frame, like let's say 1 day, you'll be able to see now we have a bearish candle. The market is falling. So at this particular region, it's good to start building some short position, because I guess the trend has exhausted this upward movement. Now we'll see some good correction. And considering what's happening to the other currency, it might follow suit.
And finally, were you going to show us the price of Brent?
Absolutely. Wow.
Because everyone's gotten really excited. We hit 85 yesterday.
Correct.
We seem to have come off a little bit, but you know, this is pre-market trading, so anything can happen.
Can happen, absolutely.
But are you still bullish about this?
Very bullish.
Yes.
Particularly considering you're able to see these three candles. That's what tells me the market looks bullish on the upside. You remember I've talked about slight correction. You see, like this one is what we normally call correction. Same here, scenario I think is just the same correction. It will continue with the trend
so
up.
You're seeing another big move to the upside?
Yes, considering people are willing to buy around this zone, 82 region. Yes. You know, people bought around 81. Also, they build other position around 82. So these people know what they're doing. It might even go further up. And apart from that, what I love about oil is being driven by fundamental most of the time. And we talked about the US, what's happening, also what's happening to Saudi Arabia. So those are what is pushing the market up. And apart from that, most importantly, let's wait for the 1st November, the sanction at the Iran. Once that implemented, I think oil might even touch 100.
Fantastic.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Pleasure.